Our family recently took a trip to beautiful Monument Valley. Monument Valley was made famous in John Wayne Westerns, and the formations represent an iconic view of the old West. On our trip, we brought our camper. We found a couple of places to stay, and here are my reviews. What a dump. I couldn't believe it when we drove in. First of all, it was a miracle that we found the campground in the first place. The only advertising was a hand-lettered sign on the freeway. We did find the place and we drove in, but it was totally deserted. No one was there. There were campsites, if you could call them sites, that had a picnic table, a grill, and a fire ring. No electricity, no water, no electrical hookups. It looked like it had been built 20 years before and not updated since then. But we were stuck. The federal campground had been closed, and the only other place was $50 per night. What highway robbery! Well, we found a spot and parked. And the tree looked like it had been decorated for an early Christmas because it had this charming accessory, an empty case of beer hanging in it. The beer theme continued as we explored an empty hogan a few feet away. We found more empty beer cases in the interior of the traditional Navajo dwelling. What a place to stay! Review number 2, peace, serenity, and beauty. I couldn't believe it when we drove in. First of all, it was a miracle that we found the campground in the first place. We might have missed this marvelous location nestled in the rock formations if we didn't see the quaint hand-lettered sign on the highway. Luckily, we found the Sleeping Bear campground and pulled in. The campsite had everything we needed. It was easy to pull through, plus it had a picnic table, a barbecue grill for the hamburgers that we were going to make for dinner, and a campfire ring. Before dark, we did some more exploring. We were able to gather some firewood, and inside the empty hogan found a nice long wire, perfect for the s'mores that we were going to roast for dessert. The owner drove up as we were getting settled. It was his family's land. He was watching TV at his brother's house when he arrived. He apologized for the beer case in the tree and took it with him. Then he charged us $25 for the night. Not bad for a private campground and free firewood. After he left, we made dinner and relaxed around the campfire. I saw something I haven't seen in ages. Stars. With all the light pollution in Phoenix, I never get to see the thousands of stars in the sky. As I gazed up to the heavens, surrounded by my loving husband and wonderful son, I felt like I had been transported to the heavens that we were gazing up at. The Sleeping Bear campground was the perfect destination for the 3 bears to spend the last 2 nights of our vacation. 5 stars for seeing stars. What a place to stay! Of course, the 2 reviews of our campgrounds were really of the same place. And as I thought about the experience, I realized that often when you describe things, the positives and negatives are really just different sides of the same coin. It's all a matter of expectations and perspective. And I think that choosing a campground, believe it or not, has a lot in common with how retirees approach investing. As I meet with people, I find that their investment choices may be exactly the same, but their views are colored by their expectations. For instance, in the low interest rate environment we're currently experiencing, it is extremely challenging to find safe investment vehicles paying really high rates of return, especially when you look at the yield on the 10-year Treasury. As of August 24th, 2012, that's 1.678%, less than 2% for holding a 10-year Treasury for 10 years. Some investors, unfortunately, are still expecting 10% rates of return with safety of principal and are really astounded when I tell them I can't get that for them. Others, though, who have experienced large losses in the past are often thrilled when I can find investments that will generate lifetime income of, say, 5% for them. Same campground, same investment, just different sides of the same coin. If you'd like more information about seeing the stars in your investment portfolio, give us a call or check out our website.